So at this World Food Festival in Delhi, we are joined by Chief of Sustainability Affairs for PepsiCo, Yashika Singh, and she is the one person who is actually steering a lot of sustainability initiatives that PepsiCo has been doing across its value chain, and not only value chain but also around the areas where four of its major plants in India are situated. So what are those initiatives, if you could tell us, and how PepsiCo has been trying to add values at various steps of its value chain?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. You hold it. We are very happy to be back at World Food India, and even last year and this year, what we chose to showcase at World Food India were our sustainability practices. Sustainability at every stage of our value chain, right? The way we look at our work in India is that we think of it as a partnership of progress. So we like to partner at every step of the value chain with communities, with consumers, with civil society, and with government. So that's the underlying thinking. And that is therefore an explanation of what we are doing under the sustainability initiatives. If I were to talk about what we are showcasing here, I'll stick to that because there'll be a lot more over and above that. But what we are showcasing here, what we've tried to showcase is the entire value chain, starting from the point of when we get our raw materials, potatoes for our chips, and then that leads to potato peels, and how we are using a biodigester to convert those peels into a source of energy for our plants. That's one of the Yes, that we are actually doing that, and 3.5% of the energy in two of our plants really comes from the potato peels, which would have otherwise gone as waste, right? The other thing that we are showcasing is how we deal with post-consumer wastage. So we have a program called Tidy Trails, which we are running in UP, in Agra, where we actually have a mobile van which goes about collecting post-consumer waste and then segregating it and then recycling it. Recycling it in sometimes in the form of benches, which is, you may see, it's also placed at our stall. And finally, we also are showcasing the work that we are doing on packaging of our products, so 100% recycled packaging for some of our beverages that we are showcasing for Pepsi and Sting. That's the other thing that we are showcasing here.
Of course, Yashika, and also when you talk about this cheese manufacturing chain that you just described, there has to be hundreds of workers across various farm field who are working not only for themselves but also for PepsiCo. I believe that a lot of rural workforce, agrarian workforce, and women would be part of this entire chain. Have you had any initiative which will kind of give them more financial strength or more empowering in the sense, especially to the women force that PepsiCo India has been doing in the recent
Thank you for that question. Well, we have a program that we call Revolutionary. The name says it all. The idea is under Revolutionary is to touch the lives of 1 million women over the next 3 years. And we do so either by skilling or by creating jobs, or in some cases by creating awareness of what's out there. And a lot of these jobs are in frontline, in sales and manufacturing, which are typically areas that you do not find that much of female participation. So the effort is to move that along, such that that is how overall female workforce participation rate will go up when we open avenues where women are probably not working as much as the opportunities present themselves. So that's what we're doing.
So the entire value chain and the products, that the packaged product that you bring to the market, there are a lot of complaints also from other section of the society and one of them is the wastage, the plastic wastage, the packaging material that goes waste. So do you have any plan to integrate or not let these wastages be piled up and become a nuisance across our streets? And if you are doing any effort in that direction where you are trying to utilize those wastages from your products back to some sort of positive product, if you could tell us.
Yeah, look, I think the way we look at it, we want to create a world where plastic never becomes waste, right? So we look at recycling, and of course, there are various initiatives. I already mentioned one, that in our beverage portfolio, we have already introduced, we were one of the first to introduce recycled recycled PET in Pepsi Black. So in that sense, we are already using recycled content in our beverage packaging. Okay, that's one way of dealing with it, which reduces the use of virgin plastic. The other side is the way to manage post-consumer waste is to ensure that we are meeting all our commitments under EPR, the extended producer responsibility, where we have to meet 100%. We have to, the requirement by law is to meet 100% by volumes of collecting our post-consumer packaging. We're already meeting that. Then we are doing such initiatives, tidy trails that I mentioned. In other places, we are also working with civil society organizations which are working with waste workers, which are collecting and then segregating and then ensuring it can be recycled into other products. And we're also working with waste workers. One of the plans that we have is to create a cooperative of waste workers, which again, ensures that post-consumption waste is being dealt with in the right way. It is not piling up, it is being recycled, it is being reused where possible.
So you talked about plastic wastages being reused in some different way, and we had recently seen Prime Minister Modi wearing one of the jacket that was made by PET plastics, I believe. So and it went very viral. Not only he did it in India, but he also promoted that that bandi that he normally wears, made out of those plastic waste materials, and he also took it to worldwide.
Yeah, that's true. And look, that's the kind of innovation that we need to see, right? And that's why sort of creating cooperatives or creating, an ecosystem. I think the way to deal with it is to create an ecosystem where everybody becomes a part of it, consumer behavior also, as well as the responsibility that we have and more education, and also working with waste workers and then finding innovative solutions, just like Prime Minister Modi showcased.
Of course. Also, one blame that we also hear a lot on these beverage manufacturers, especially PepsiCo happens to be one of the largest beverage manufacturers in the world. So, in that sense, a lot of groundwater is also being used at multiple plants and multiple locations, and that is being alleged that a lot of water depleting natural water resources. Is something that these beverage companies are also contributing. How are you dealing with that? Are you having some ways to counter or to manage or to replenish those water stocks?
Well, we take it very seriously. We are very, very responsible about our water usage. We completely understand it's a shared resource, right? And if there's something is a shared resource, it needs to be respected in that manner. So yeah, we respect it. And we have a water stewardship approach, which means that we are finding different ways of replenishing. I'd like to tell you that we are 100% replenishing at all our sites. And
Like
the way, the way we are doing it is, number one is efficiency, right? So we are driving efficiency in water usage. That's number one, right? That's the one that we all do at home as well. That are we most efficient in the kind of the water that we are using and reducing, per unit. That's number one. Number two is, once that is done, is that we create water bodies. So we work with communities in the areas that our plants are in. We take a watershed approach to ensure that we are putting our water bodies in area that replenish watersheds, right? And we work with communities and develop these ponds and other water bodies, which then become a reservoir, which is holding water and going back into the soil and replenishing the groundwater. The reason I say communities, because this can't happen without the support of the communities in the areas that we are in, and also of the local regulators. So we've had a lot of support there, and they completely understand that the way we are doing it, we're doing it with responsibility and working towards ensuring that we are replenishing whatever water we are using.
So at PepsiCo India, Yashika Singh, she has been steering three major initiatives. One, of course, was plastic wastages, which she is trying to bring back to value chain in some way or other. Of course, the women empowerment and empowerment of the entire rural workforce, then innovative ways to deal with those wastage work, and also the replenishment of those groundwater or other natural water resources which the company has been using for its beverages. So these are the major sustainable approaches that you have said. Of course, the renewable energy coming out from potato is something very innovative that I have heard, and probably this is a model that many other companies also need to replicate in their approaches. So thank you, Yashika. Thank you for talking to us. It was wonderful.
Really a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.